The greatest tragedy in life it's living a life half asleep, breathing but not fully alive, existing, but never truly living. Look around you. Right now, there are two types of people in this world. Those who are settling for what life hands them, and those who are demanding more from themselves than anyone else would ever expect. The gap between these two groups grows wider with every passing day. Every single morning, you make a choice. Which side of that gap? That voice inside you, the one that whispers there, must be more than this. That's not doubt. That's not fear. That's wisdom. That's the part of you that refuses to be, that knows you were born for something extraordinary. Most people live their entire lives running from that voice. They drown it out with noise, with television, with social media, with meaningless conversations, with busy work that fills the calendar, but empties the spirit. And then one day, they look up, hair gray, back bend, wondering where the decades went, and why they feel like they never truly live. Is that what you want? Is that the story you're writing with your life? Let me ask you, when was the last time you felt truly alive? When was the last time you did something that scared you, challenged you, forced you to grow? When was the last time you weren't just existing, but living with purpose and power? The alpha wolf doesn't ask for permission to live. The alpha wolf doesn't wait for perfect condition. The alpha wolf doesn't make excuses. Now I know what you're thinking. I'm not a wolf. I'm just trying to pay my bills and get through the week. And that's exactly the problem. Somewhere along the way, we forgot our power. We forgot that humans are the AP. What's predators of this planet, not because of our teeth, but because of what's between our ears and what beats in our chest, our minds and our hearts, our willingness to push beyond comfort, our refusal to settle for mediocre. Look around you. Everything you see, every building, every technology, every institution begin as a thought in someone's mind. Someone who refused to accept the world as it was. Someone who had the courage to imagine something better, in the discipline to bring it into real. That's the alpha wolf mental. And it's not reserved for the special few. It's your birthright. It's what you were born with before the world convinced you to play small to fit in, to stop dreaming big dreams. The difference between those who lead extraordinary lives and those who settle for ordinary isn't. It isn't privilege or connection. It's the decision, Mayday, sometimes hourly, to live deliberately rather than by default. You want to know the secret to change in your life. Change your mind first. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest thought. What you focus on expands. What you feed grows. Are you feeding fear, or are you nurturing dreams or doubts? Are you strengthening excuses or action plans? The wolf that wins is the wolf you feed. I want to tell you about two wolves. They both live inside each of us. One represents fear, insecurity, selfishness, and limit. The other represents courage, abundance, service, and possibility. These wolves battle every day for control of your mind, your decisions, and here's the truth. The wolf that wins this battle is the one you feed. When you feed the fear wolf with negative self-talk, with procrastination, with complaints about what you can't change instead of focusing on what you can. You strengthen when you feed the courage wolf with learning. What disciplined action with gratitude for what you have while working toward what you want. You strengthen. Most people accidentally feed the wrong wolf. They don't realize that watching hours of mindless entertainment instead of investing in their growth is feeding the fear wolf. They don't recognize that scrolling through social media, comparing their behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel is feeding the fear wolf. They don't understand. That's saying, I'll start tomorrow, or I'm too busy, or I'm too old, or I don't have the resources. Does feeding the fear, the alpha wolf mentality, is about consciously, deliberately, consistently feeding the courage wolf. It's about taking responsibility for your life. All of it. Not just the parts that are working, but especially the parts that, because here's the truth that might be hard to swallow. Your life today is the sum total of your choices, not your circumstances, not your parents, not the economy, not the opportunities you didn't have. That might sound hard, but it's actually the most empowering realization you can have. Because if your choice is created your current reality, the new choices can create a new reality. You are not a tree. You can move, you can change, you can grow in a completely different direction starting today. But first you have to stop lying to yourself. You have to stop with the excuses. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect circumstances. Perfect is the enemy of done. Action beats intention. Every single the alpha wolf doesn't wait for the perfect hunting conditions. The alpha wolf, as the pack depends on it, the alpha wolf takes action. Because action is what separates dreamers from achiever. So let me ask you, what actions are you taking daily towards your most important goals? Not what are you thinking about doing. Not what are you planning to do someday. What actions are you taking today? If the answer is not enough, don't beat yourself up. Just make a different choice right now. Not tomorrow, right? Because your life is happening right now. This moment, this day. Play we love to think we have unlimited, but we don't. We have this moment. And the question is, are you using it to feed the courage wolf or the fear wolf? Are you using it to move towards your dream or to hide from the responsibility of pursuing them? The alpha wolf mentality isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. It's not about knowing all the answers. It's about being willing to find them. Look at any successful person in any field, and I'll show you someone who failed more times than most people even try. I'll show you someone who is willing to be uncomfortable, to be criticized, to be misunderstood, to look foolish in the short term for the sake of growth in the long term. That's courage. That's leadership. That's the alpha wolf mentality. But it doesn't happen overnight. It happens choice by choice, day by day. Play habit by habit. Your habits are the building blocks of your destiny. Show me your habits, and I'll show you your future. The question isn't whether you have habits. Everyone does. The question is whether your habits are serving your highest vision for your life or sabotaging it. Are you in the habit of keeping the promises you make to yourself? Or do you regularly let yourself down teaching your subconscious mind that your words mean nothing, that your commitments are optional. Are you in the habit of doing the hard things first? Or do you gravitate toward comfort and ease, leaving the difficult but important masks on? Are you in the habit of continuous learning and growth? Or have you stopped challenging yourself, stopped expanding your mind, stop the upgrading your skills? The alpha wolf is always evolving, always growing, always pushing the boundaries of what's possible, not out of greed or ego, but out of a deep understanding that life is either expansion or contraction. You're either growing or you're dying. There is no standing still. So what's it going to be for you? Are you going to continue living by default, letting circumstances and other people determine the quality and direction of your life? Or are you ready to live by design, to step into your power is the author of your story. The choice is yours. It always has been. But I didn't come here today just to inspire you. Inspiration without action is like a car without gas. It looks good, but it doesn't go anywhere. I came to challenge you, to push you, to call forth the alpha wolf that's been dormant inside you, because the world needs your gifts. Your family needs your leadership. Your community needs your service. And you need to know what you're truly capable of. You are capable of so much more than you've allowed yourself to believe. You've been playing small, telling yourself stories about why you can't, focusing on obstacles instead of opportunities, waiting for permission instead of granting it to yourself. No more today is the day you commit. Today is the day you begin to live with the alpha wolf mentality. What does that look like in practical terms? It means setting clear, compelling goals that pull you forward. Not vague wishes, but specific targets with deadlines. Goals. Goals that stretch you, that require you to become more than you currently are. It means creating a strategic plan to achieve those goals, breaking them down into actionable steps that you can take daily. Play week. It means developing unwavering disc, doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without it, even the most brilliant strategy, it means surrounding yourself with people who elevate you, who challenged you, who refused to let you settle for less than your best. And it means having the courage to distance yourself from those who drain your energy, diminish your dream, enable your excuses. It means taking full responsibility for your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your results. No blaming, no complaining, no waiting for rescue. And perhaps most importantly, it means persisting through the inevitable challenges set and failures that come with any worthwhile pursuit. Because make no mistake, the path of the alpha wolf is not easy. It's not comfortable. It's not for the faint of heart. But it's the only path that leads to a life of meaning, impact, and fulfillment. So what's holding you back? Is it fair? Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear is natural. Even the alpha wolf feels FE. The difference is that the alpha wolf doesn't let fear make the decisions, is a doubt. Down on your abilities. Down your worthiness doubt in the possibility of achieving your dreams. Doubt it's just a thought, and thoughts can be, is it comfort? The gravitational pull of the familiar, the routine, the known quantity of your current life. Even if it's not what you truly want, comfort is the enemy of growth. Nothing remarkable ever happened in a comfort zone. Whatever is holding you back, name it, face, and then decide that it no longer gets to control your life. Because you have a choice. You always have a choice. You can choose courage over fear. You can choose action over hesitation. You can choose growth over comfort. You can choose responsibility over blame. You can choose discipline over distraction. These choices, made consistently over time, are what developed the alpha wolf mentality. And here's what happens when you develop this mental, you stop being at the mercy of life and you start creating the life you want. You stop reacting to circumstances and you start generating the circumstances you desire. You stop being defined by your past and you start being guided by your vision of the future. You become unstoppable. Not because everything goes perfectly, not because you never faced obstacles. You will, not because you never feel doubt or fear. You become unstoppable because you've trained yourself, have to keep moving forward regardless of external condition. You've built the internal strength. What's the weather any storm? You've developed the habit of finding a way rather than finding. That's power. Real power. Not power over others, but power over yourself. Self-master. The alpha wolf leads the pack not through force or fear, but through strength of character, clarity of purpose, an unwavering commitment to the well-being of all leadership begins with self-leadership. You cannot lead others effectively until you can lead yourself masterfully. So let's talk about self-leadership. How do you develop it? How do you strengthen it? How do you make it your default setting rather than something you have to consciously remember to do? It starts with clarity. Clarity about your vow. What matters most to you? What principles you refuse to compromise? What kind of person you want to be remembered? Clarity about what do you want your life to look like in every important area? Health, relationships, career. This is personal growth. Contribution. Clarity about your priorities. What deserves your time? Energy. In focus. And what needs to be eliminated or delegated. Without this clarity, you're like a ship without a rudder, at the mercy of the winds and currents of life. Other people's expectations, society's definitions of success, the path of least resistance. The alpha wolf knows exactly where the pack is heading and why. The alpha wolf makes decisions based on principles, not press. Once you have clarity, you need the courage to set boundaries, the courage to say no to what doesn't serve your highest good, the courage to disappoint people who want you to stay small, the courage to fail to look foolish to start over. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Because the growth on the other side is worth the discomfort. The alpha wolf, it doesn't lack fear. The alpha wolf simply values the safety and prosperity of the pack more than personal comfort. After courage comes commitment, not the emotional pump yourself up kind. That feels good in the moment, but fades when the initial excitement wears off. I'm talking about the deep, quiet, unshakable kind that gets up early, stays up, keeps going when everyone else has. Commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood you said it in has left you. Commitment is what transforms a promise into reality. It's the daily decision to honor your word to yourself and others, to follow through on your plans, to stay true to your values. It was even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard, the alpha wolf doesn't abandon the hunt at the first sign of difficulty. The alpha wolf persists until the objective is achieved. And finally, you need consistency. Consistency is the multiplier that turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results. Is the compounding interest to personal development. Success is rarely with the result of one big dramatic action. It's the accumulated effect of small, seemingly insignificant actions performed consistently over time. Reading 10 pages of a good book every day doesn't seem like much, but over a year. What's 350 pages? Roughly 12 books that have the potential to change your skills, your opportunities. Saving a small percentage of your income doesn't feel impressive in the moment, but given enough time and the power of compound interest, it can create financial freedom. Expressing appreciation to your loved ones. Daily might seem like a small gesture, but over years, it builds a relationship fortress that can withstand any storm. The alpha wolf understands. The consistency is power. The alpha wolf knows that showing up day after day, regardless of mood or circumstance, is what separates leaders from followers, achievers from dreamers, the extraordinary from the ordinary. So ask yourself, are you clear about what matters most to you? Are you courageous enough to pursue it, despite fear and uncertainty? Are you deeply committed to seeing it through no matter what challenges arise? And are you consistent and taking action every single day? If not, what needs to change? What decision do you need to make right now? Because that's what the alpha wolf mentality comes down to. Decision. The decision to live deliberately. The decision to take full responsibility. The decision to lead yourself first and then others. A decision to create rather than consume, to contribute rather than complain. This decision isn't made. It's made daily, sometimes hourly. It's made in the small moments that no one sees. But that cumulatively determine it's made when you choose to get up early. To work on your most important goal instead of hitting snooze. It's made when you choose to have the difficult conversation instead of avoiding it. It's made when you choose to invest in your growth instead of spending on temporary pleas. It's made when you choose to do the right thing. Even when it's the hard thing, these decisions may seem small in isolation, but together, they create the trajectory of your life. They determine where do you live, is the alpha wolf, or merely survive as part of the pack. The good news is that right now? In this moment, you have the power to make a new decision. You have the power to change the trajectory. You have the power to step into the alpha wolf mentality and begin creating the life you truly want, not someday. Not when everything is perfect. Not when you have more time, more money, more support, more confidence. Because the truth is, there will never be a perfect time, there will always be reasons to wait, to hesitate, to put it off until tomorrow. Leaders don't wait for perfect conditions. They create favorable conditions through their actions. The alpha wolf doesn't wait for the storm to pass. The alpha wolf learns to hunt in the rain. So what is it you truly want? If achieve would transform your life, what dream? If pursued with everything you have, would fill you with purpose and passion. Whatever it is, decide now that you're going to go for it. With the alpha wolf mental, decide that you're going to bring every ounce of clarity, play, courage, commitment, and consistency to its pursuit. Decide that from this day forward, you're going to stop playing small, stop making excuses, stop waiting for permission, and start living with the power and purpose you were born for. The alpha wolf within you has been waiting for this moment, the moment when you finally say enough to mediocrity and yes to magnificence. The moment when you reclaim your power and redirect it toward what truly matters. That moment is now. This is your time, your opportunity, your call to something greater. Will you answer it? Will you step into the alpha wolf mentality and begin creating the life you were meant to live? The choice is yours. It always has been. But know this, you are capable of far more than you've allowed yourself to believe. You have gifts waiting to be expressed, strength waiting to be tested, leadership waiting to be exercised. The world needs what only you can give. Your family needs your best self. Your community needs your contribution, and you need to know what you're truly capable. When you live with the alpha wolf mentality, let the day be the day. Let this be the moment when everything changes. Not because your circumstances change. They might not, at least not immediately, but because you decide to live from a new mindset, with new standards, with new expectations of the alpha wolf mentality isn't something you're born with or without. It's something you develop through conscious choice and consistent action. It's available to anyone willing to do the inner and outer work required to grow into the leader they were meant to be. That includes you. Yes, you, no matter where you're starting from, no matter what mistakes you've made in the past, no matter how many times you've tried and fallen short, no matter how many people have doubted you or how many times you've doubted, the past does not equal the future unless you live there. Today is a new day, a fresh start. An opportunity to begin again, smart, stronger, more determined. So take a deep breath. Feel the power that's always been within you, waiting to be unleashed. Feel the potential that's been dormant, waiting to be activated. Feel the purpose that's been calling to you, waiting to be fulfilled. Then make your deck. Commit with everything you have. And take your first step forward with the alpha wolf mentality. Clear, courageous, committed, and consists the pack away. It's your leadership. The world awaits your contribution. Your best life awaits your deck. What will it be? Are you ready to? Time waits for no one. The pack moves forward with or without you. Life goes on. Whether you're living deliberately or by default. The alpha wolf knows this. The alpha wolf respects time as the most precious resource, the only one that can never be replaced once spent. How are you spending yours? Are you investing it in what truly matters? Or are you watching it slip away on trivial distractions, meaningless activities, other people's priorities? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. What separates those who achieve greatness from those who merely exist is how they use those hours. The alpha wolf mentality demands that you become a master of your time, not a slave to the urgent but unimportant demands that constantly vie for your attention. This requires firm, the courage to say no to good things, so you can say yes to great, the discipline to focus on your highest priorities. Even when the world tries to pull you in 100 different directions, it means learning to distinguish between activity and productivity, between motion and progress, between being busy and being effective. Did anyone can be busy? The alpha wolf is focus, means saying no to 1,000 good ideas, so you can give your best energy to the few great ones that will move the needle in your life and the lives of those you. What are those few great ideas for you? What are the vital few activities that, if done consistently and excellently, would transform your results? Identify them, protect time for them, execute them with everything you have. That's another critical aspect of this mentality, is the ability to bounce back from setback, to learn from failures, to keep moving forward when everything in you wants to quit. Make no mistake, if you're pursuing anything worthwhile, you will face resist. You will encounter obstacles. You will experience failure. The question isn't whether these challenges will come, it's how you respond when they do. Will you see them as signs that you're on the wrong path? That you're not good enough? That your dreams are too big? Or will you see them as tests of your commitment? Opportunities for growth, necessary steps on the journey to mastery. The alpha wolf doesn't expect the path to be easy. The alpha wolf expects challenges and prepares accordingly. The alpha wolf builds strength through adversity, not in spite of it. When you adopt this perspective, failure loses its power to stop you. Criticism loses its sting. Temporary setbacks become just that. Temporary. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop by facing difficulties and not letting them define you or determine your. Every time you fall and get back up, you build resilience. Every time you face the fear and take action anyway, you build Every time you receive a rejection and keep going, you build resilience. And here's the beautiful thing. As you build resilience, you also build confidence. Not the shallow, ego-based kind that needs constant external validation, but the deep soul-level kind that comes from knowing you can handle whatever life throws at you. That's true confidence. That's the quiet strength of the alpha wolf. This kind of it attracts opportunity. It inspires trust. It commands respect not through domination, but through demonstration of character and commitment. People follow confident lead, not self-promoting ones, but genuinely confident ones who believe in their vision and have proven their resilience. Do you want to leave? Then build your confidence through consistent action towards your through overcoming obstacles to developing skills that add value to others. The alpha wolf doesn't need to proclaim superiority. The alpha wolf demonstrates it through results and service to the pack. And that brings us to perhaps the most important aspect of the alpha wolfman thigh: responsibility to something greater than yourself. True leadership isn't about it's about what you can give. It's not about how many follow you, it's about how well you serve them. The alpha wolf understands that the pack's well-being is the ultimate measure of leadership success. The alpha wolf knows that power is given to those who use it to elevate others, not just themselves. What are you doing with your talent, your resources, your influence? Are you using them solely for personal gain, or are you leveraging them to create value for others? The most fulfilling life isn't found in accumulation. It's found in contribution, not in taking, but in giving, not in being served. This doesn't mean neglecting your own needs or dreams. Quite the opposite. It means pursuing them with such passion and purpose, words that you naturally lift others as you rise. It means recognizing the true abundance comes from creating value, not just consuming it. From solving problems, not just complaining about them. From leaving places, people, and situations better than you found them. The alpha wolf doesn't just hunt for personal status. The alpha wolf ensures the entire pack is fed. So ask yourself, how are you contributing? How are you making a difference? How are you using your unique combination of talents, experiences, and passions to serve others? If you're not sure, start looking for problems. You can solve need. You can meet gaps you can fill. They're everywhere once you start looking with the intention to serve rather than... And here's the paradise. The more you focus on adding value to others, the more value tends to flow back to you. Not always immediately, not always in the way you expect, but inevitably abundant. That's the law of reciprocity, the law of sowing and reaping. The law governs all of life, including the life of the alpha wolf. So generous. Get free. Serve wholeheartedly. Not from a place of scarcity or oblige, but from a place of abundance and genuine. This is the highest expression of the alpha wolf mentality. Using your strengths not just for personal gain, but for the elevation of all. And it's the approach that leads not just to success, but to significance, not just to achievement, but to fulfillment, not just to a good, but to a life that, because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, what matters isn't how much you acquired, but how much you contributed. Not how famous you became, but how many you served. Not how much power you wielded, but how much love you demonstrated. The true alpha wolf knows this, leads by this, and so can you, starting the day, starting now, by choosing clarity over confusion, courage over comfort, commitment over convenience, consistency over chaos, confidence over fear, contribution over consumption. Is choices made daily, hour, moment by moment, are what develop the alpha wolf mentality and create a life of meaning, impact, and fulfillment. What choice will you make right now? Will you continue as you have been, living by default, letting circumstances, other people determine the quality and direction of or will you step into your power, your purpose, your potential? and begin creating the life you were born to live. The decision is yours. It always has been. But I believe in you. I believe in your capacity to grow, to lead, to contribute in ways you've perhaps not even imagined yet. I believe that within use, an alpha wolf waiting to be unleashed. Not through aggression or domination, but through self-mastery service, an unwavering commitment to your highest values in the time for waiting is over. The time for excuses the time for playing small has come to an end. This is your moment, your opportunity, your call to something greater. Will you answer it? Will you step into the alpha wolf mentality and begin creating the life you were meant to live? The choice is yours. It always has been,